Howdy, this is Caleb Robinson with Mission Ridge Ranging Academy. Today we're going to come and take a look at 5 of the most popular guns we are seeing for carry. So we're going to go through and shoot all 5, and then I'm going to break down and tell you a little bit about each one of these. This right here is going to be the HK CC9. So this is HK's new Made in America Conceal and Carry. Let's see how she shoots. All right. Next up, I've got the Glock 43X. So, gonna be a very similar size. This is Glock's small conceal and carry. Let's take a look. All right, next one up I've got is gonna be the Shadow Systems CR920X. So this is Shadow Systems' take on the Glock 43X. Let's see how they did. All right. This is the SIG P365 XMacro. So this is gonna have the most capacity out of everything, and it's SIG's latest in their carry guns. All right, and last, and kind of least, but definitely not least, I've got a little 380. So this is the new Bodyguard 2.0 from Smith & Wesson. So let's take a look and see how she does. All right, so now that we've shot all 5, let's take a little bit closer look at each of these guns. So first up today that we are gonna talk about is gonna be the HK CC9. So this is HK's first US made conceal and carry pistol. Really interesting design that they put into this. It is ambidextrous, not just in the slide release, but also in the mag release without having to switch anything. So for left-handed shooters, this is a huge benefit coming out from HK. The ergonomics on it, without the mag, you're gonna be hanging that pinky. But when you have that mag in, you get a nice full grip still with that firearm. And I like the way that the dovetail is rounded out here. It allows me to get a nice, firm, iron tight grip on there. Other things about it that we're gonna look at real quick is, so mag capacity is the probably lowest you're gonna find in the 9mm conceal and carry when you're talking with the flush mags. So you're only getting 12 out of this one. And a lot of the other competitors, you're gonna be finding 15 out of them as a stock, but still a nice round capacity for a pistol that you're concealing carrying on you. Now let's take a quick look at the trigger. So we'll drop that out here. Now the trigger on this, as you do the feel on it, come through, it has a wall there, and then you're gonna kind of squeeze to the bang. And let's take a quick look at what the poundage is going to be on that. So we'll take our air, get it in. So we are coming right at about 5.5 pounds, which is going to be, you're finding, pretty consistent through a lot of your carry guns. We'll do it one more time just to get the full, and coming out right about 5.5 pounds is what you're going to be hitting with a lot of these, which is a great pull weight when you're talking conceal and carry. Not too light, but definitely don't want too heavy where it's going to affect your shots. Now one thing I do like, it comes with a nice set of night sights already on the gun, so you have that versatility and you are still cut for that optic. And so if you want to throw a red dot on there, you're definitely good to go. Next up we're going to talk about is the Glock 43X. Now this has been on the market for a while, and it's had some major upgrades, but if you're buying just the base model, it won't have a slide cut, but the MOS is definitely what I would recommend. Get one with a red dot cut. so you can mount that red dot if you want to. Things we were just talking about, the sights. It is one thing that I don't like as much about the Glocks is that standard Glock sight over something that has a night sight. It's really nice not to have to go out and get new ones, but they are a Glock, so you can find them from basically every company that makes sights, which is kind of nice on that. Now, the stock mag for this is only going to be 10 rounds. But there's a company called Shield Arms, and they are going to be making 15-round flush fit mags for these, where all you have to do is swap over your mag release to an aluminum mag release, and you'll be good to go with one of those. Now, unlike that CC9, the 43X is not ambidextrous. You can swap to a left-hand mag release, but it is either right or left, and then your release on that is always going to be for a right-handed shooter. Now, trigger pull on a 43X and the Glocks is going to feel like a Glock. You're going to come with that pull, you're going to come to the wall, and then it's going to have that little squeeze to bang right in there. And if we take and do this real quick, that's going to be right between 5.5 and 6 pounds. It's going to be pretty usual for a Glock carry gun, and you'll see we're going to be right between 5.5 and 6 pounds on these. So overall, I like the way the dovetail fits a little bit more. It drops it down but allows you to get high and tight without getting any kind of slide nick on there, and overall it's just a comfortable grip to the gun. Next one is going to be Shadow Systems CR920X. So the CR920X is going to look a little familiar. This is basically Shadow Systems' version of the 43X. The size is very similar. The grip, you'll notice though, is pre-stippled, so it gives you a nice grip on that gun. The dovetail is a little more exaggerated, once again, giving you that high and tight grip without having any chance of catching on the slide. Optics cut. And even with the optics cut, you have those night sights built in, so you're ready to go right out of the box to start carrying this gun. Another benefit of the Shadow Systems is going to be that the mags come stock with metal 15-round mags, so it's already pre-done into those. They're made in the USA. It's a great gun. Let's take a look at the trigger. Now, on the trigger on these, as I said, it's going to be very Glock-like, just a little bit lighter. And that reset's going to be a little bit closer in. You still have that uptake, and then you're still going to have a little bit more of a defined wall and a little bit less of the squeeze to bang for this one. Let's take a look real quick with our trigger gauge and see where we're at. You got to make sure you get that little part. And actually that one came out a little bit heavier. It's looking like 6 pounds to get to this one. Let's do it one more time and see if it's actually there, if we're a little bit in. That's a little better. Right there to 5 is usually where you're going to be on one of these. So I think this is a great upgrade, ready pistol. You can come in, have everything you want on a nice little carry pistol, including serrations and everything else. And it's going to be a great gun for conceal and carry. Next up, and probably one of the most popular guns right now, is going to be the P365 XMacro. So a couple of key features. Once again, we are optics cut. It's ready to go for a red dot. They include it with their X3 night sights, so you have those ready to go out of the box. It has got a nice full grip even without the mag. I love the exaggerated dovetail once again. Has a good grip angle and a straight trigger. But one of the most impressive things is out of the box, you're talking 17 rounds on a magazine. So you're just getting a little more capacity out of a carry gun. Now, the trigger on these, if you come to, it's going to be like a SIG 365 trigger. It's still the same SCU that you're going to find in all the P365s. So as we come through, you're going to find the wall and you're going to kind of squeeze it into the bang. And right here, we are going to find that it should be right around 5.5 once again. Ooh, right around 5. Let's try that one more time. Actually 4.5 to 5 pounds, so Really nice trigger from SIG on these. One of the reasons it's become such a popular gun is the trigger's nice, the ergonomics are great, and just having that extra capacity with the mags that are going to come with it and flush fit makes it a great carry gun. Still concealable, but just give you a little bit extra. Last, and maybe the smallest caliber, but definitely not the least. So the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0 was a huge jump from the 1.0. They fixed a lot of the issues that they had in this gun. They fixed where you couldn't really get a grip on it. They fixed the trigger pull, which was on the first one not great, a lot better on this one. Now with this, you're gonna get these, actually a really nice U-notch sight into a night sight on that front one. And also you are getting 12 rounds of capacity, so it's a little on the lower side of the capacity, but this is also by far the most compact gun on this list. And if you are looking for a deep conceal or a off-body carry that you want to be a little bit smaller, it's nice that it has that manual safety and is such a small and compact system into it. All right, now let's take a look real quick at the trigger on this one. So as you can see, you've got your paddle right here. It's gonna come through, same kind of pull in, but it has a much cleaner break than I've found with a lot of the other conceal and carries. You come to that wall and it's just a one pull movement into there. All right, let's test the trigger weight. And wow, right at about 3 pounds actually on that one. Let's try it again, see if it's an anomaly. Right about 3 pounds on there. This is gonna be one of the better triggers you're gonna find in a conceal and carry package for a small gun like this. And I've been really impressed with both the accuracy and the way this thing shoots for a really small conceal and carry. Thanks for joining us today as we shot through and took a look at some of the 5 most popular guns for carry. You can come and actually shoot these in our rental pool and kind of see what you want to do with your carry. Hopefully this has helped you kind of make a decision, but if you want to put hands on and shoot, please come and see us. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below anything else you want us to shoot.